Welcome to Goldington Road, the home of Bedford Blues, for this pre-season fixture between two East Midlands rivals. Long is the history between this couple on the A428, and even though a division may prevent these two from meeting competitively, the eagerness to beat each other still remains. Lovely early September evening in the centre of Bedford. This famous slope awaits. The august and historic clubhouse is welcoming and filling up. You don't need me to tell you how much we've all missed attending rugby matches. Tonight should be a lot of fun. My name is Sam Roberts. I will try and accompany you on this live stream. Welcome and hello to you watching on Facebook and YouTube. Could be quite a tough night for me, it being a pre-season game. Lots of players interchanging and wearing confusing shirts. I'll try and get most of it right. Please don't shout at me when I get it wrong. Speaking of teams, let's have a look at how they will both line up. First, the home side. The Bedford team is full of recognisable names for Saints fans. Jamie Elliott is back in Blues colours after his Italian sojourn. He teams up with Ethan Grayson in the Blues centre. Half-back pairing of Tupai and Maisie gets a start. And in the pack, it's a young front row. Two Irishmen either side of Jack Hughes. Second row has played first-team rugby at Franklin's Gardens, both of them. And amongst the back row, Tui Uru. Released by Saints over the summer, he's made Goldington Road his permanent home. Rich Lane captains the squad from fullback. The Saints starting team looks like this, and I understand it will change every 20 minutes. Rory Hutchinson pairs with young Tom Litchfield, and George Furbank starts at 10. Late change in the front row. That sees Danny Hobbs-Awayemi start at loose head. Tom Wood gets the second row duties, a rare start in the engine room for him, and a first look at Joano Augustus, who starts at 8. Interesting prospect he. The Saints side is captain from the blind side, Lewis Ludlam, with the armband. Yeah, quite a nice evening for you. Welcome. I hope you're... well, I've got a note that lots of people from all sorts of places are tuning in. One certainly notable, Mr. Dan Bigger, I understand, is somewhere sat reclining, watching this. Welcome to you, sir. Such is his appetite for Saints rugby. He always wants to be involved, even if he's not here on the night. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope we provide you with some insight into both of these teams. And, of course, they are very closely related. Not only in distance, but also in the relationship that they've struck up. This Bedford Blues side contains a huge amount of Saints prodigies, and you will see a fair amount of them in different colours this evening. And if you're a Saints fan looking to get involved with Bedford Blues over the next few months or so, we would welcome you with open arms. Always a good place, Goldington Road, to come and watch the rugby, as any fan will attest. It is the away side, Northampton Saints, who come out onto the pitch first of all, led out by Lewis Ludlam. Playing in their away strip of all white. They will traipse down this slope. You've not been to Goldington Road before. There is a slope. It tallies about 9 feet, 10 feet from one corner to the other. Trouble for kickers, trouble for runners, but once you get used to it, it can be your friend. And certainly it has made the difference over the years to teams matching up against Bedford Blues. As I understand, I mentioned earlier, a lot of changes this evening. We'll try and keep up with them. We'll try and keep you aware of who is on the pitch. But I understand there's at least 2 15s out there, effectively, for Northampton Saints, and they'll change every 20 minutes or so. I have my work cut out this evening, most definitely. The home side led out by their captain, Rich Lane, newly appointed. A whirligig fullback. Watch out for him if you've not seen him. Very, very quick off the mark. Some old heads mixed in with some youngsters in there. And certainly a lot of expectation and excitement for the championship season in Bedford Blues colours. And I think it's Hamish Smales who has the whistle. He'll be a referee this evening, Premiership referee, overseeing this one. I am on my own this evening. COVID protocols prevent me from being with a player, which might have been an option, but it's just me this evening, so I might go a little delirious after 80 minutes. It is the boot of Will Maisie that gets the game underway, and he kicks down the centre. A first early look at Augustus. Lots of good things being said from South Africa about this big man, wearing 8 in this first period for Northampton Saints. Mitchell dallies, and then the hole opens up temporarily for him. A reset for Northampton. Pre-season all about systems and getting things functioning. Premiership season, of course, still a few weeks off. Delayed by summer rugby. Rich Lane comes forward, takes the ball out of the air really well, but gets a mouthful of Northampton Saints back rowers. To the midfield they come. Look at Ollie Steadman here. A man who's had a break from rugby over the last 18 months, but comes back and is looking busy in Bedford Blues colours. Connor Tupai. Grayson hits a good line. It's well marshalled by Hobbs Oyemi and Lewis Ludlam, who comes up with the ball, although Hamish Smell says, no, you don't. Will Maisie with the ball in his hands, the Bedford 10. Played a number of games, quite a few years at Coventry. But now enjoying his time at Bedford Blues. Wonderful left boot on him, and I've set him up here. Let's hope he kicks well to the corner. Usually after that sort of line, they miss it, don't they? But no, good kick, good from the tee as well, Will Maisie. And of course, Louis Grimolby, another signing from former Harlequins man, just down the road at Ampto, who was playing last season. He's at Bedford Blues. We'll see him at some point this evening. Jack Hughes. Arrows, well caught by Joe Atkinson. Ball works its way to the back of the maul. It breaks off, and some big, strong work from Joey Conway. Comes with quite a recommendation from Ireland, Joey Conway, but he spilt the ball, and there goes Augustus. Exactly the sort of thing that Saints will want him to do. That's Danny Long Martinez out wide on the left-hand side. Furbank. There is a little bit of wind here at Goldington Road, and he plays with it. Maisie looks to dummy, then finds a bit of space, then the tap through. Adamson is going to race. And Furbank, dustpan and brush, tidies up well. Mitchell. Asking questions again. Maisie is still back there. Rich Lane. Left boot of Lane. Finds open pasture. It's going to bounce and nestle its way in towards that touchline. Tom Collins watching on. Playing at fullback this afternoon, Tom Collins. I say this afternoon, this evening, isn't it, really? James Fish with the throwing in duties for Northampton Saints. He was on loan at Bedford last season, enjoyed himself at Goldington Road. Furbank again at 10 this evening. Eddie Jones says that he sees him as a 10. Opportunity here, the blonde hair of Pat Tapley. Tapley looking for a hole in the fence. It is not coming. Maisie again. This is Conway. Stabbed through. Collins comes back. Oh, it's not Collins on that left-hand side. My mistake, it was Mitchell. This is Collins. This is Newman as well. Newman has the ball ripped out from and the referee says that there was a tackle. So a penalty against the Blues. Good work from Jack Hughes there, though, if he'd been allowed to do it. Furbank to the touchline and almost knocks a pint out of a lady's hand. I don't think he was aiming for it. Tom Wood and Alex Moon combining at the line out. It is messy from Northampton Saints, just about tidied up. Martinez tries to make inroads. Lovely hands from Fish. Finds Ludlam, that chaotic style of Lewis Ludlam. Outside arc, Tom Litchfield with 13 on his back. Tom Wood. Rare appearance. I couldn't find a competitive appearance or start in the second row for Tom Wood. I don't think it's happened. He might have come on as a substitute in the second row, but I couldn't see him starting. But he's filling in. A few notable absentees, of course. A few people not available to Northampton Saints this evening. Ribbons and Ratuni Urawa spring to mind. Furbank kicks towards the A428 Goldington Road. Doesn't quite make it. Moon, little tap, but it's going to bounce into the hands of Bedford Blues, who make their way upfield. Into the midfield they come. Bit of space. Lane. Adamson steps back inside. Looking again, Adamson. Well tackled. Comes this way and was just knocked on, unfortunately. Didn't quite work out. Jamie Elliott wearing 13. Good strong pass to unleash the winger. So the two front rows, Joey Conway, Jack Hughes and Corey Barrett for Bedford. Northampton Saints line up with Danny Hobbs-Owami, James Fish and Aaron Painter. This is where they earn their money. It's a young front row for Bedford Blues, both prop forwards 23 years old. Jack Hughes a little bit younger. Hutchinson out the back, Furbank, Collins. The probing feet of Nairo. Not called quite into action, the Fijian Australian. Could be an interesting season for Tekeli. Didn't quite hit the heights last season. I know it was a difficult season for everyone, truncated in the way it was. And that line out isn't going to work. The throw from Jack Hughes going awry. Free kick, and I have a feeling they may well opt for something a little bit more stable. They will. Yeah, Tekeli Nairo, it was just didn't quite click like it had done in previous seasons for him. And he's the type of player that if he can hit his groove, you can almost start to build your game around and really start to profit from. Been interesting to see how he goes. Obviously, Northampton Saints not short of wing quality. Ollie Slightholme, Tommy Freeman, to name but two. Nairo into the action. Large frame of his gets motoring. Maisie tries to bring him down. Short ball and spilt, but I think they'll go for offside. Into the corner. They pop. Ball again at line-out time being spilt by Northampton Saints. This is not a welcome development. Connor Tupai is absolutely larruped into touch by Lewis Ludlam. Tupai scoops the ball back and clears his lines. Oh, 10 minutes gone. Both sides just trying to find their feet, find their processes. This is the second pre-season game for Bedford Blues, and I think this is the first for Northampton Saints. They are at Franklin's Gardens next weekend for a game against the Ospreys. Neatly down off the top and a lovely ball, but well tackled, and again the ball is spilt and makes its way into the hands of Bedford Blues, and that kick goes out all the way, which is a bad miss from Will Maisie. He apologises to his colleagues. Opportunity there. Yeah, Bedford Blues played last weekend against Ampthill. Quite the game. 34-32 was it in the end? My memory eludes me. But just a very close encounter with their near rivals. They'll play them again next Saturday. Pressure on the Blues scrum. Away comes Steadman. Tupai. Swallowed up by Augustus. Steadman plays scrum half. Maisie looks to go wide. Lehner is brought down well by Litchfield. Tuiuru. Grayson. Steadman helping out. Tupai changes the angle of attack and kicks the ball end over end into the corner. Collins is back after it. Collins thumps it large and it bounces up and over Rich Lane's head. He's waiting for it. Lane goes past people. Fantastic runner, Rich Lane. Scored some wonder tries in Bedford Blues colours. Conway. Litchfield is gathering. Collins has called for it. He has people with him. Collins floats the ball out beautifully. Hutchinson. Nayaravara out wide. Stays on his feet well, then offloads. Tom Wood. Hutchinson again looks inside. Moon is there. Ludlam, dummy. Oh, the offload didn't quite work. Ono Jafe says we'll have some of that, and Rich Lane is away. Lane tries to go one way, then inside, then out. Furbank's caught him. Ball inside. Dean Adamson, his long-time friend, is on the inside. All came from the most ridiculous offload from Jordan Ono Jafe, and he's there to take the spoils of congratulations, the large lock forward. Little bit of space for Rich Lane. Didn't quite have the magic to go past the covering international quality of George Furbank. But Adamson, as is his wont, picks up the try. Will Maisie with the extras. And it is Bedford who open their account. Yeah, sad side of Ollie Newman going off there. Young player with a huge amount of promise. Spent time at Goldington Road last year and impressed a lot of people, and he's hobbling his way off the field. Just hope and pray that's not too serious. The replacement is Taimana Harrison. Pat Tapley underneath it for Bedford. Fully peroxide blonde mop of Pat Tapley. Must have lost a bet. Blues have lost the ball. And it'll be a scrum in an ideal position for Northampton Saints. Good crowd in at Goldington Road. I haven't counted them personally, but looks well over 2,000. And why not, of course. Starved of live sports over the last 18 months or so we have been. And an opportunity to get back to it. And as I say, Goldington Road, a pretty special ground when it gets going. Ball at the back. Into the midfield it comes. Litchfield busting his way. Great offload. Hutchinson retorts for Northampton Saints. Well, if you don't know much about Tom Litchfield, that is very much his style of play. Always breaks the first tackle, and neat pair of hands on him as well. And Hutchinson had read it. And in he cantered. Blues, of course, know all about Tom Litchfield. Bedford boy, junior blue. Mum and Dad, Matt and Anna. Proud Bedfordians, and even prouder to see Tom Litchfield do his stuff in Northampton Saints colours. Furbank with the extras. We're approaching the 20-minute mark when I was told that a raft of substitutions would be made. I don't know whether the referee is aware of that and whether we'll stop play, but or whether it will be part of a 40-minute changeover. I'm not sure. Definitely what was mooted. Tackle in the air and penalised. It may be a friendly, but the laws of rugby still apply. Danny Hobbs, Awayemi. Late change, late addition to this starting 15. Collins. Mitchell. Good flat kick. Accurate as well. It's going to tiptoe into this corner. Almost runs out of space. Captain Rich Lane is after it on his left boot. And it lands in the hands of Tekeli Nayaravora. And that's going to be trouble for Bedford. Moon carries it forward a little bit far. And it's been stripped by Bedford. Atkinson. Tupai. Nayaravoro is watching that bounce over his head. Good clearance from Connor Tupai in the end, but once again, Bedford just seeming to pick the pockets of Northampton Saints in contact. The ball being spilt or lost. It'll be a little worrying trend, I suppose, for Saints to look at. Maybe it's something that comes during this pre-season period. James Fish hits Ludlam. Hutchinson again pulling the strings. He and Furbank combine. Collins scorches through the gap. Man inside is Litchfield, and it is as simple as that. Wide channel exploited by the explosive pace of Tom Collins, and Litchfield gave him the shout. So difficult this. Collins scorching earth as he goes. And I think there's a shout in the crowd. Tom Litchfield happy. Made one, scored one. Couple of points to the name of George Furbank. Yeah, if you didn't know already, the likes of Danny Long-Martinez, Tom Litchfield, Ollie Newman, those guys starting at the moment will be playing in Bedford Blues colours, part of this deal that they've got with Northampton Saints, and that is the 20-minute interval, so there will be changes and there will be a bit of a switch around. I've got to pay attention and work out who comes on and who doesn't. But it is a great deal, certainly a fantastic deal for a club like Bedford Blues in the Championship, and I dare say a great opportunity for young players like the likes of Litchfield and Newman to come in and play regular first-team meaningful rugby. And the Championship is certainly that, some very tough places to go, and you certainly learn a lot with your rugby. And I would say that most people who come and play Championship rugby out of Premiership clubs, and there's a lot of them, a lot of dual registration deals, a lot of loan deals, they always benefit from it. Well, I see one change from the Northampton Saints team. Manny Jurgen is on. I will try and work out who else is there. Apologies if I get it wrong, as I say. It is quite difficult. Bedford Blues don't seem to have changed anyone. I think they're going on a half-by-half basis, Bedford Blues. And it looks a little bit like that's what Northampton Saints will do. The majority of people still on the field. Tom Woods certainly is. I think that might be... we're going to pop forward on whilst Alex Mitchell clears his lines. Well, Maisie is underneath it. Lane looking for the gap. Got to keep an eye on him. Offload benefits Joe Atkinson. He slips away from the first tackle. Tupai goes in. Inside ball. Conway. Good runner with the ball, Conway. Munster Academy originally, Joey Conway. Played out of Bohemians as well. That's where Blues picked him up from, or miscommunication, but it bounces well. Tapley. Great tackle from Hutchinson on him. Told him to take a seat. Tuiuru wriggling his way through. Cleared and a good bounce into touch. And Mitchell will be happy with that one. Good kick from the scrum half. Deep into enemy territory they find themselves again. A slightly better line out from Northampton. They do manage to bring it down. Saints surge towards the line. It rolls once and twice. Could be tricky little tip on there. Takeli Nayaravoro is sniffing, but it is going to be knocked on, and Blues will get the ball in a scrum. Bit of attention being taken. One of the Bedford players is down. Yeah, Matt Ferguson in there with the water bottles and the bobble hat, giving his pack a talking to whilst he hands out the H2O. It was Conway that was taking a bit of attention. He's been impressive in the opening salvos of this game, Joey Conway. I mentioned earlier, 23 years old. Like Corey Barrett on the other side. Corey Barrett's father was an Ireland under-20 captain. Pressure on the Bedford Blues scrum. It creaks, arm outstretched, I think. Steadman does his best to tumble through the gap. Jack Hughes, short ball to him to just try and get a slightly better position to clear their lines. And it's Tupai who does the business. Up it goes. And into touch safely. A relatively good clearance and set from Bedford Blues there to make it all the way up to the 10-metre line. Fish, again the line out just bobbles around. Nayaravoro looking for business. Long loping gait of his called into action, and Furbank fires it through the gap, and once again Saints are into the 22. Down it comes, neatly sorted. Blues into the midfield. Ball back to Tupai on a Jafe, repulsed. Tupai calls Barrett into guard. Tupai tries to kick it back over his shoulder. It's going to find Danny Long-Martinez, who is very, very quick. Slightly high tackle from Maisie. Referee has seen it. Advantage Northampton Saints. Furbank out wide. Nayaravoro rides one tackle, eventually brought down by a good tackle by Jamie Elliott. Manny Jurgen, again another man who was on loan at the Blues last season. No stranger to Goldington Road. Once again, the ball bounces out of the tackle. They will come back for the penalty, no advantage. It's Nayaravoro who is injured on the far side. He's clutching his knee, not a good sign. Yeah, it doesn't look too good for the Australian international. It's a very large frame that knee has to operate. He's got back up. Yeah, a little bit of stamp on the ground, a little bit of a feel of it. Yeah, a little bit of a squat. Saints team huddle away from him. He might be okay. He's going to get a bit of tape. They're going to get the tape out. 16 miles of tape. I'm going to start putting it around Nayaravoro's knee at the moment. Yeah, that is quite a lot of tape that's got on there. Well, you'd have to. It's about 30 inches round one of his thighs. Meanwhile, Furbank has cleared to the touchline, just inside the 22. Saints all fancy this piece of real estate. Strike move perhaps again. Hutchinson has a little word with Collins, which looks a little bit ominous if you're Bedford's defence. Line out. Joanno Augustus comes round the corner, tears into the Bedford back row. More strong running, typical from Taimana Harrison, flailing like a rag doll. There's another one of the machinations of the Northampton Saints back row, Lewis Ludlam. Mitchell, slightly quicker ball, Furbank out the back, Collins stops traffic, goes against the tide. Long Martinez has come in, looking for work. Hobbs Oyemi, no, sorry, Iogun. Tackle comes in on Moon. Spun out to Collins, whose left foot dabs it over the top. Lane's got to be clever. Ball eludes everyone. Into touch it goes. Little word in Jack Hughes' ear. Good line out. Atkinson reaches highest. Advantage is coming Bedford's way at the moment. Arm is outstretched. Yeah, and referee will oblige. Couple of Tupai's gone quickly, has he? No, or did he not realise the penalty had been given? And he's going to be called back regardless. Will Maisie's left boot. Search out the touchline. Atmosphere slightly muted at the moment. Mind you, it is pre-season for fans as well, of course, isn't it? You've got to find your heartbeat, got to find your rhythm as a fan. These games a bit difficult to get fully up for. Moon ball is bouncing around out the back. It goes. Referee will call it back and say, we'll have another scrum. Joanno Augustus there wearing 8. There's a great stat of him. He's played 5 times for the junior Springboks as a number 8. Scored 7 tries. That's something to look forward to, isn't it, Northampton Saints fans? Certainly an area which number 8, dare I say it, Northampton Saints have been looking to plug a little bit of gap at that fulcrum position. Louis Picamoles comes to mind when it was when he had the ball. It Northampton seem to play especially well. Maybe Augustus can do a little bit of that for the Saints. Penalty to Saints at scrum time. If you're a Blues fan watching this, you will be used to scrum penalties. If you tuned in last season to watch any of the championship games, there was a fair few given away. There was real circus moments where prop forwards were yellow carded and prop forwards who'd come on were also yellow carded, and we didn't know what was going on at one stage. Saints finding a little bit of profit in that area there, and James Fish has a throw in about 10-15 metres out. Ludlam does well to come down with the ball. Good wedge is formed, a rolling white wedge. Try and come round the corner. Augustus is wrestling. Mitchell, Tamana Harrison. Blues have got to be cute here on defence. Mitchell again, and the ball is spilt. Tapley tries to play it out from his own line, a bit of high mouth stuff, but it works for the Blues. Hughes has to kick it. He does. It bounces up. Collins is playing the ball inside to Naira-Ovoro. Naira-Ovoro eludes the first man, takes on the second. Like a cinema usher this evening, Naira-Ovoro asking people to find their seats. Hutchinson, lovely offload, classic from Hutchinson. The call went backwards from the referee. Augustus again, smash back. Blues making a bit of a nuisance of themselves. That's the work of Ollie Steadman, slowing the ball down. But Wood, rampaging Tom Wood. Ludlam takes to the floor. Ball is still in Saints' hands. Mitchell, little gap. Eogan, little step from Eogan. Oh, what play from the prop forward. You do not see many prop forward step like that. Manny Eogan. Moon. Once again, Blues find themselves defending. Of course, they would have gone into this fixture thinking that that would have been the order of today. Collins weaving his way through. Again, it's been stolen. Conway, Tuiuru, bit of space here. Barrett, Jamie Elliott, ball in two hands, just showing. Barrett again. Grayson. Ludlam with the tackle. Isolated Grayson is in a little bit of trouble. Ball is back though. Tuiuru. Double team tackle on him. High, says the referee. Quick tap from Connor Tupai. Runner is Will Maisie. Maisie out the back. Wolford loses the ball. Augustus, it's a bit of panic stations. Blues have been opened up. Mitchell, amazing his run, and he gets away from Atkinson. And Mitchell will score. Well, a mistake let them in, but Mitchell managed to finish it off rather successfully. But both sides just making a couple of mistakes which allow crucial possession. Let's have a look at the replay here. Uru, double tackle, and that was where the penalty came, and Tupai quick tapped, and unfortunately the ball ended up in the mitts of Alex Mitchell, and he did the rest. Tom Collins on the floor taking a little bit of attention while Furbank lines this up. Some big hits going in. No love lost, of course, between these two sets of players. They know each other exceptionally well. Heading towards the 40-minute mark, and Furbank lines up the conversion, but it sails a little bit wide, and so the full complement of points has eluded Northampton Saints. Yeah, Tom Collins is making his way off. George Hendy, a youngster, is going to take the field. He's Just positioned himself for the time being on this near side. He's pretty recognisable, tall lad. Lovely set of, I say set, doesn't make any sense. Lovely red hair. Maisie. Ludlam does well to get away from the first man. Kept his feet exceptionally well there, Lewis Ludlam. His bandages may be coming loose, but the rugby is still tight from Lewis Ludlam. Eogan. Got to watch him. That side step there was a real collector's item. Lovely fine. Naya Avoro. Stream. No, it was forward pass, was it? Oh, my God. Come on, referee. It's a pre-season friendly. We let those go, don't we? Big man was away. Rich Lane was staring down the barrel of Tekeli Naya Avoro. Yeah, it was always a forward pass. Another substitution. Let's see who this is. Jake Garside, I think, is going to come on in the front row. Man who played a season down the road at Ampthill. Aaron Painter's just taken a little bit of attention. Is it a blood bin? What a bit of a baby wipe. Tupai will feed this scrum. And the ascendancy at scrum time is very much in Northampton Saints' favour. I am reliably informed it will be a pretty different side for Northampton Saints that takes the field in the second half. Mitchell falling as he passes. Naya Avoro once again. He's much grown in confidence as this game has gone on. Not that a man his size needs much growing in confidence, but certainly got more and more involved. Augustus. Empirical name and empirical stature at the moment. Hutchinson again, who's caught the eye. Such a good ball player, such a good awareness, Rory Hutchinson. Love watching him play and pull the strings. Ball works its way into the hands of Pat Tapley in Bedford Blues colours. And they can strike, and they are pretty good on the counter-attack. Lane is after this. Ball is bouncing. Lane temporarily interested, but it just touches the whitewash and goes out. Can't be long until half-time, I would have thought. A couple of stoppages, I suppose. That clock has not stopped, rather obviously. It has been kept going, so we are on the referee's watch. Turiuru receives the ball back from Joe Atkinson. Alex Wolford wanting the ball back. Wolford, another man who's played for the Saints. Went on to play for Coventry before arriving at Bedford. Into the corner Bedford go. The wonderfully named Borough over there, you can see behind them. Great place to watch the rugby. You stand up there, you go and get your burger and chips, nice and warm, under cover, and then you get a fantastic view in that corner. If you come into Goldington Road in the next few weeks and months, make sure you book a place at the Borough. Ball is Well worked, neat move, but Ethan Grayson has it hit his shoulder. Tom Wood and Augustus are sniffing. Even from their own 22, they're interested in this. Mitchell, Furbank, ball along the floor. Litchfield will tidy it up. Good clear out from Ludlam. Mitchell again looking for the inside pass after the dummy. Didn't quite come. Wood will pirouette and fire the ball back, and Furbank will say, thank you very much, we'll have half time. And we do. An interesting affair so far as pre-season friendlies go. Bedford have certainly played their part, but Northampton Saints have just started to show their strength. We will have a little break, go and get a cup of tea and a hobnob or something. Half-time score at Goldington Road, Bedford Blues 7, Northampton Saints 19. Well, welcome back to Goldington Road. We are just waiting to get underway for the second half. Northampton Saints stayed out for the interval, had their team talk out on the pitch. Bedford Blues went into the warmth of the changing room. Now, we can't put this up on the screen, so you have to listen carefully to the side that is going to start the second half. It is as follows. At full-back, but wearing 23, will be George Hendy. Gillespie wears 14 on the right wing, Proctor 13, Dingwall 12. Collins stays on the field and has come back onto the left wing. James Grayson wears 10, and Joe Garside will get an opportunity. Sorry, Jake Garside will get an opportunity, not Carl. Jake Garside will get an opportunity at 9. Front row is Waller, Fish, and the other Garside, unrelated. Moon and Wood continue in the second row. And the back row is not a change to the starting back row, but the back row that finished the first half. Ludlam, Harrison, and Augustus. We are off and running. Josh Gillespie, eager to impress, overruns the ball. Saints probing big men. Moon falls back. Good tackle from Bedford. Grayson over the top. Gillespie, little tap. How will it bounce? Gillespie, an opening salvo this would be for the young winger. He's over in the corner at Goldington Road. No stranger to scoring at Goldington Road. Was on loan last year at Bedford Blues, and certainly wanting to make an impression, and he does just that. Lovely little bit of play. Have a replay look at it here. Ball over the top from Grayson. Had to wait for a little bit, gathered, and then finished off his own handiwork. Nice score for Josh Gillespie. And Grayson's first duty is out wide on the right-hand side. Difficult kick this, and the ball falls over. Doesn't make it any easier for him. Grayson's kick is a good one. So, yeah, a couple of changes, or a few changes for the Blues. Alex Day at scrum half is on. Matt Worley is also on this far side, I see. I'll try and have a look. Augustus. Well tackled by the Blues defensive line. Two men converging on him well. Saints are in the mood, though. Dingwall flings it over the top. Harrison looked as though the hit on Worley was a little high, but it's been knocked on. Matt Worley, of course, another former Saints man, had a timeout at Racing 92. Tamana Harrison giving him a welcome present. Yeah, so Alex Day at scrum half, signing from Saracens over the summer. Yeah, it also looks as though we've got Luke Frost on as well. Steadman crabs sideways slightly, but manages to get to the floor. Tuiuru loitering with intent. A good pick and go. Slightly isolated though. Alex Day has got to rescue the situation. He does so. Blues come round the corner, ball pops up. Uru again involved. Day, quick tap, Day scores. Really sharp thinking for the number 9. Almost knew the penalty was coming before it was given, and tapped and went. And the timing on that tap and go, the whistle can hardly have been in the mouth of the referee. And Alex Day scampered over. Well, like they did in the first half, Bedford Blues have scored first. No, that's wrong, isn't it? Because Gillespie scored. What are you talking about, Roberts? Getting overexcited. Maisie adds the extra points. Yeah, the attendance just being announced. I don't know if you can hear that. Over 3,200 here at Goldington Road. A good crowd for a Friday night. Ball hangs high in the Bedfordshire sky, and Saints have done well to bring that one down. Jake Garside looks busy. The Norwich school, Garside, wearing number 9 in this second half for Northampton Saints. Interesting prospect. Grayson, Proctor. Garside again. Forward pass was to George Hendy. Just overrun it, and Grayson found him. Yeah, George Hendy, one of the youngsters who didn't actually come through the Northampton Saints Academy, came from the Worcester Warriors Academy, but found home at Franklin's Gardens. Yeah, 3,265 people packed in to Goldington Road. Let's have another look at this this back line to see if there are any other changes. Yeah, just Day, ball squirts out. Maisie comes blindside. There is a welcoming party of Northampton Saints looking for him. More big hits on him, but they'll come back, and offside is given against the visitors. Touchline is found. Neatly worked off the top. Uru. Lane thumps the ball down the line, it goes out. And Bedford tiptoe into the Northampton Saints 22. Super disruptive force from Luke Frost. Thumps the ball back when it goes into touch. And Saints will get the throw in. James Fish still on at hooker. Rumour has it Northampton Saints have a few problems at hooker. Injuries certainly. James Fish, one of the fit and well ones. Dean Adamson. His kick is going to go out on the full. There'll be no change from that as the assistant referee scurries back. Tuiuru. Steadman. Saints deal with him, although illegally so. Oh no, they go back for the intentional knockdown. Maisie will wander out and look to fire this down the touchline. So some information that may interest Saints fans. Oh, it doesn't go out. It's been kicked dead and they'll go all the way back. That's a bad miss from Will Maisie. And they'll have to go all the way back for that. Yeah, I was chatting to the media team about Frank Lamani and Courtnall Scozan, two signings yet to land in the country, if you're asking. Just going through the visa protocols that you need to get here. I understand Frank Lamani will not have to isolate. Courtnall Scozan, of course, coming from South Africa, will. So there'll be a little time yet before they see Northampton Saints shirts, but they are on their way. Louis Grimaldi is on for Bedford, the name that you might recognise if you're a Northampton Saints fan. Played a few times for Harlequins, Grimaldi. Into the midfield they come, Grayson looking for a hole, lovely pick. Gillespie over the top, Collins has got to go back and fetch it. And he will be bundled into touch by Matt Worley. Jack Hughes. Bedford again into the midfield. Saints defensive line certainly getting a little bit of a workout this evening. Scored some good tries, Saints, but the all-court game. And the defensive line of Northampton Saints needing to be tested. Collins goes back after this one. Hendy is with him. Collins sees a little bit of space. Knocks it deep. Alex Day is going to go after it, and he will fire this back. But the benefit is to the men in white. Made about 30-40 yards on that one. That kick. And they get the ball back in the at the line out. Also see that Bailey Ransom, I think, is on as well for Bedford Blues in the back row, former Newcastle Falcons. Tamana Harrison does well. Oh, not straight. Harrison doesn't agree with him, of course. Thought the whistle had gone for a little bit of interference on Tamana Harrison there, but goes the way of Bedford Blues. Day. Quick ball from there. Grimolby in a little bit of trouble. Super harrying from Garside. I don't think this is going to come back the Saints' way. Ball was alive and Blues have just about wrestled it. I thought Saints had got it at one stage. No. And look at the way that Saints swarm there. Good line speed. Bedford having to dig themselves out of a hole in their own 22. Day will clear his lines. It's a high hanging kick. It's not going to make the touchline. Hendy is underneath it. Hendy to Gillespie. Hendy, return ball. And the referee says forward pass. It did look a little bit forward. Hamish Schmales, our referee this evening. A little bit of a water break. It's Ollie Steadman in the backfield for Bedford Blues, taking a little bit of attention. And comes Ferguson. Haven't been as many and regular changes as I thought there might be in this game for Saints. They are sticking with some combinations. Certainly Augustus is getting a good workout. I like the look of him. Certainly exciting potential as he gets used to things in the Northern Hemisphere. Young man, spoke very well in the week about what drives him and what got him here. 23, I think, years old, landing in the UK on his own and swept up into the Northampton Saints family, though, and feeling very much at home. Ed Prowse wearing 18 on this near side, another Northampton Saints low knee for Bedford Blues. Jacob Fields for Bedford Blues fans missing at the moment, calf injury. Problems at hooker for them. Problem at hooker for Northampton Saints as well. We were discussing a little bit earlier. James Fish. The likes of Mike Hayward and Marshall injured at the moment. Scrappy ball spoilt for Alex Day. And he's unhappy with the situation, but the ball will end up back in the hands of Northampton Saints via a scrum. I see Frank Kelly is also on for Bedford Blues, new signing in the centre. Luctonian's his former club. It's difficult to commentate on a pre-season game with the amount of changes that go on. Hopefully I give you a chance to see and know of certain players at certain times. Garside, Grayson, familiar arcing run of his. He misses the intended target, but the ball still bounces up into Northampton Saints' hands. And Garside does well. Little snipe from him. Ball ends up in Bedford Blues' hands. Lane looks one way then the other. Lane, good tackle. Tap tackle from Fish on Lane. Wolford still on the field for Bedford Blues in the second row. Grimolby. Behind the line. Blues come forward. Saints do well to sort their structure out. Kick from Grimaldi is over the head of Hendy. It does sit up and makes its way towards that corner. Hendy's got to be cute. Hendy kicks the ball more infield. And Adamson is going to start the outboard motor. Goes one way, then the other. Lane. They combined early on. Worley back inside to Adamson. Adamson has scored. It's a trusty trio of Rich Lane, Matt Worley and Dean Adamson. They've played a lot together. They enjoy each other's company, and you can see why. Adamson started it. Lane contributed. Neat interplay this from Worley, though. And that one delights the Bedford Blues faithful. Grimaldi, top point scorer for Ampthill, and that will be the 20-minute mark in the second half adjudged. But Grimaldi adds the extra points for Bedford, and they are 3 tries to Northampton's 4. Now, changes certainly coming on for Northampton, and I'll try and get to them. I think Geordie Irvine is on. Ocean Heffernan is also on. Yeah, I'm just getting a text message. Yes, Irvine is on for Wood. Long Martinez back on for Gillespie. That's how we're working at the moment, by text. Tom Quar, the wonderful Northampton Saints content manager, sending me the information. Good crowd in here at Goldington Road. Friday night rugby football. And isn't it wonderful to see people back at sporting grounds? My goodness, I hope it can stay this way. Just, has anybody else snuck on? I think we are, as advertised. Oh, Ludlam's going off. Yeah, Lewis Ludlam's just made his way off the field. We'll work out who's come on there. Ball regathered by Bedford Blues. Atkinson misses his man. Grimaldi dives on the ball. Once again, Bedford Blues find themselves in their own 22. Manny Yugon is back on the field, making a nuisance of himself at that breakdown. Grimaldi fires the ball out to Frank Kelly. Kelly does just about well enough, and Grimaldi thinks that the kick to touch is due, and he delivers. And the man on the halfway line spills the ball, much to the delight of the people around him. All that chat he was giving about being a rugby player, he's just been found out there, you see, he couldn't catch it. Nicely off the top from Timana Harrison. Dingwall is at first receiver. Proctor and he combine. Garside. Grayson's got to be clever. Just about makes the floor. Garside reloads. Moon. Good tackles from Bedford. Send Saints backwards. Garside misses his man. Ball is bouncing. Grayson is going to tumble back after it and try and find a way out. He does. Strong pace down the right-hand side and into touch, I think. Oh, Harrison, I think it was, that was flailing forward. There's a little bit of afters. Atkinson not taking kindly to the situation. Harrison was at a fair lick there, wasn't he? Almost didn't recognise him, he was going so fast. The referee was just asking who the captain was, and Alex Day was stood right in front of him. Now the offence is no arms tackle, and so Northampton will get a penalty. Nick Alterak is on, I can see, wearing 17 there. Another man who's played at Bedford Blues, Nick Alterak. Played a fair few places, Bath, Harlequins. He's also played at Bedford Blues as well. Saracens was where he started life. Calling through the gap and through the referee is Fraser Dingwall. Yeah, he almost went through the referee's legs then. Saints have still got it. Bedford make it difficult. Yeah, Saints have still got it. Manny Yogan loads up. Trundles forward and penalty is Bedford's. Going to the floor, off your feet at the breakdown. Yeah, comment on the YouTube channel. Some seem to be losing the ball in contact, Mark Cookson says, and I'd agree with you, Mark. Has been a little bit of a theme of the evening for Northampton Saints. Maybe it is just a little bit of rustiness, but they do seem to have given up the ball in contact to far, well, certainly far more than they would have wanted to, and given Bedford Blues some decent ball. Frank Kelly at the back. Lane, tackle on him from Collins. That's brilliant from Proctor. Absolutely. Oh! The interpretation is why we love our game. I thought that was excellent for Matt Proctor, but he is penalised by Hamish Smales. Grimolby. The banana kick and a foot out of touch by George Hendy means that Bedford get a really nice patch of grass at Goldington Road to work this line out from. And I know it's a friendly and the score doesn't really matter, but they are within striking distance, Bedford Blues. Hughes, Wolford, neat combination, works well, ball is at the back. The cry is he from the Goldington Road crowd. They try and go one way, then the other. Man in from the side. It's been spotted by Hamish Smales. James Fish. Wolford and Fish just getting to know each other again. Played together previously and just exchanging pleasantries. Hughes asks for the ball, the towel, just to be dried off. He wants to get this extra specially right. Jack Hughes. Wolford does the honours. Once again, they come in. Saints have got to be smart here. So difficult to prevent it. They seem to have done well. Ball into the midfield. Frank Kelly weaves his way temptingly through the Saints defence. They go round the corner once more. And it's a penalty to Saints, and they will get a chance to clear their lines. Over eagerness, off the feet at the breakdown from Bedford Blues, and the chance goes a-begging for the home side. Good defensive set. Initially, great play from Northampton to stop that rolling maul. It's a real skill, that. Not to fall foul of the referee's whistle. Alex Moon did a grand job, and Grayson does a really good job kicking for touch, and he hits a small boy on the head. Yeah, rub it better, lad, don't you? You'll be all right. You'll be okay. Oh, his mates are helping out by hitting him on the head. See, Osman Demon is on for Bedford Blues as well, wearing 17. He will be called into action round about here with a tackle, maybe. You can see him just floating around there. Garside will dig in. Grayson will kick to touch. Rich Lane, the new Bedford Blues club captain, is underneath it. Lane tries to accelerate through the gap. Lane does especially well. Brilliant from Bedford. Ball goes to the floor. Bedford just showing the potential that they have to counter-attack. Good speed, good hands, and certainly a type of play born out of the Northampton Saints playbook, it has to be said. Of course, the coaching setup at Bedford Blues borrowed, if you like, a little bit. Jake Sharp on loan as an assistant coach here at Bedford Blues, and part of the Northampton Saints academy setup, of course. Alex Ray now moved on, but he knew a huge amount. And of course, Mike Ray and Chris Boyd spend a lot of time talking to each other in the week. They have a good relationship, and it's not a surprise to see similar rugby philosophies from both clubs. Just about 10 minutes to go in this second half. It's been a good game. Perhaps as a Northampton Saints fan, you'll be slightly frustrated not to have put Bedford to the sword a little bit more, but maybe that can be credited in the Blues' favour. Saints have looked a little bit out of sorts, and certainly the ball hasn't worked its way into the hands as easily as it should have been. Another good scrum from Northampton. What can they do from here? Dingwall combines with Grayson. Hendy. Collins is loitering. Collins put the foot down. Collins goes past Lane. Look at that pace from Tom Collins. There is nothing like pace, and Tom Collins has it in bucket loads. I mean, Worley and Lane are not slow. They really aren't. And Collins just went through the gears here. He leaves Worley and then has Rich Lane clutching at shadows. He is very special, Tom Collins. I was very fortunate to commentate on a fantastic try a couple of seasons ago where he, again, left Marlon Yard for dead. I don't know if you remember it, but he's a great asset. Really exciting player. And that try certainly will have Saints fans smiling a little broader. Kick from Grayson is a cracker. Louis Grimolby will restart. Hanging high, Dingwall underneath it. Fraser Dingwall, of course, schooled not too far away, just over the road at Bedford School. Attempted offload there from Irvine doesn't quite work. It kind of bounced back into his hands, but goes forward. Garside has taken a knock. So yes, Jake and Carl Garside, if you're uninitiated, not related, and yet find themselves in the same rugby team. Yeah, and another name not involved tonight, and the Saints fans, you might want to hear about him. Tommy Freeman had a little bit of surgery over the summer, and he's making his way back most certainly. I mentioned the Lions players. Courtney Laws, under English rugby regulations, has to have a little bit more time off and look after himself, and certainly won't be back probably before European campaign starts for Northampton Saints. Might be slightly different for Dan Biggar. They will have to see. Wales players not held to the same 9-10 week layoff that England players have to have after the Lions campaign. Again, more scrum ascendancy for Northampton Saints. Saints kick on to the top of the Goldington Road stand. And James Fish, who's endured all of the, will play the whole match at hooker this evening, I think. Not many other options at Saints. Once again, the ball lost at the line-out for Northampton. Finds its way into the midfield. Jamie Elliott, once of the Saints parish. Now at Bedford, having played over at Zebra. Saints come through there, do really well, turn the ball over. Irvine. Ball over the top. Alex Day has said thank you very much, and he will call a mark, and he will go quickly, but he will need to do so from where the referee says it happened. Once again, the ball into the crowd. Neat grab by Irvine. Garside. Dingwall misses people. Collins has to go back. And I think it's Jack Hughes is penalised for going off his feet. No, it's not. It's Jamie Elliott, my mistake. Grayson finds that far touchline. Not long left in this game. Once again, neatly picked out by Irvine. Good talent at lock forward, Geordie Irvine. One certainly to watch over the next couple of years. Into the midfield they come. Saints and Garside go the other way. A little bit of space out wide. Dingwall cuts a nice line. And I think it is Fraser Dingwall who will score. Well found by James Grayson. Suddenly it was on down the right-hand side. All the Bedford players had come defensively on the opposite flank. And Fraser Dingwall stepped the first man and stepped the final covering tackle as well. It's a neat try to perhaps round off things for Northampton Saints, who certainly have been tested and had a workout from the Championship side, Bedford Blues. Grayson with the extra points. Oh, I see. Nick Olterak is playing at 8, is he? I think that's how they're working it out. Taimana Harrison, terrifying man to have run towards you. James Fish drops the ball. I think it's getting to that stage in the evening. Everyone's getting a little bit tired and a little bit fatigued. And James Fish, who has been busy, manages to take his eye off the ball. Maybe one final hurrah for Bedford to have in the Northampton Saints 22. They've got to negotiate a scrum first, though. And certainly, if you're Northampton Saints watching this on YouTube or Facebook, Goldington Road, a good place to come. If Saints aren't playing at home and Bedford are, might be worth a trip down the A428. Some good young Northampton Saints talent on show. Tuiuru, once of Northampton Saints, now of Bedford. He just about makes it work. It was rescued slightly. The ball almost was in the hands of Northampton, but Bedford have still got it. 5 metres out. Uru again helping out. Round the corner they come. Great white wall in front of them. Going to make it difficult for them. Saints again look as though they might have turned it over. Day, Grimolby, kick over the top. How's the bounce? Oh, it eludes Dean Adamson. Inventive stuff from Grimolby. And Adamson was certainly on the right wavelength, but the ball didn't sit up properly for him. Grayson's restart is a little bit ugly. Makes its way into the hands of Frank Kelly. Kelly. Ball just about presented to Bedford. Grimolby. Long left-handed pass. This is Bailey Ransom. Day. Luke Frost wearing 19 on his back. Uru. He's played a large part this evening, Tuiuru. Day again, quick tap. Taken down by Taimana Harrison, but illegally so, and a yellow card is given out to Taimana Harrison, who turns quickly on his heel and makes his way off for an early sip of Lucozade. Other energy drinks are available. Maybe there is just time for one final shot at the Northampton Saints line from Bedford Blues. Jack Hughes misses his man at the top. Proctor and Saints are going to play for it. Proctor, look at the pace of Matt Proctor. They're going to score. Collins. Proctor again. Back inside, Dingwall and Proctor combine. I may have been a bit previous with my prediction. Bedford have got back, worked hard. Ball has gone back. Grayson knocks it back, says Hamish Smales. Grayson threads the ball over the top. Saints making hay down that right-hand side. I thought Proctor was going to combine with someone and go. Collins, I thought, might be given the opportunity. Still with Northampton Saints. Dingwall floats it out. Irvine has Collins with him. Can he find him? Collins, what magic can he weave? Worley, thankfully, sees him run into him. Proctor again. Former Super Rugby man. Manny Yogan. Still minutes tick away in this game. Can't be too far away from the referee's whistle. Collins against tired bodies. Garside leaves the ball behind. That is a knock on, and I think that will be it. Yeah, and a round of applause from everyone here at Goldington Road. A good performance from Bedford Blues, certainly. A little bit patchy from Northampton Saints, but they did get the job done. They did score some good tries. Tries coming from some usual suspects and some good young potential superstars. That pretty much concludes it for us here on YouTube and Facebook. This has it's been an enjoyable evening, and good luck to both sides as they take on respective campaigns in the Championship and the Gallagher Premiership. The final score here from Goldington Road, and a good night to you all. Bedford Blues 21, Northampton Saints 40.